everybody. Let me be the first to welcome you to the Christmas season. It is upon us. As Andrew said in the sound booth this morning, my name is Elizabeth Kuchers. My nickname is Boo. I'm representing the missions team this morning, and I just wanted to say Jesus came on the first and greatest rescue mission ever. And so what a privilege to have a missions moment and talk today. I want to ask you, where are you a missionary? We're all missionaries. If you've decided to trust Jesus as your Savior, He has tapped you to be an ambassador. So are you at home with little kids, training them to grow to love and know Jesus? Are you a student walking the halls of your school with other students who probably don't know Jesus and they're just looking for someone to give them hope and to show them a way of life, a life that's different? Are you in the business world, rubbing shoulders with people who don't yet maybe have a relationship with Jesus? Are you retired in all the circles of people that you're engaging with? How are you reflecting Jesus to them? Today, I have the privilege of introducing one of our missionaries. She's an overseas missionary. Like I said, we're all missionaries in our 20 square feet. This young lady grew up in our very own Delaware Grace Brethren Church. She went to all the activities. She went to all the public schools in Delaware. She graduated from Miami of Ohio in 2017, and she decided to go overseas to be a missionary in the country of Montenegro. Montenegro is a Balkan country in Eastern Europe, in between Albania and Bosnia, across the boot of Italy, and she was there for 7 years, and she just happens to be my daughter. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up our one and only daughter, Mary-Kate Kuchers.
Thanks, Mom. Kind of crazy. Yes, so my name is Mary-Kate. I have been a missionary on staff with Cru, Campus Crusade in Montenegro for 6 years. I was on staff with Cru. And then my last year, the most recent year that I was there, I was offered a job at an international school teaching middle school English and high school public speaking. And so I took that position. And so I left staff with Cru, and I was able to work at this school. And what was really cool, at the time that I was offered the job, I was coaching a soccer team of girls. And one of the girls, her mom was the principal of this school. And she came to me and she was like, Mary-Kate, like, we've seen your character. We'd like to offer you a teaching position at this school because we see how you are with kids. And it was sort of like she was offering me this space of belonging, which is sort of the theme of kind of what I'm sharing about. So I said, yes, I would love to teach, even though I have no experience. And so they just kind of threw me into this job teaching. And it ended up being, I think, the best experience I had in my 7 years in Montenegro was teaching at this school. So yes, like my mom said, Montenegro is in Eastern Europe, across from Italy, over there by Albania, Bosnia, Croatia. So I'm just here to share a little bit about what I have been doing for the past few years, and more recently, the past year of my life. So you'll see in this picture, I'm in the middle. This is at my school that I worked at. It's called United Kids International Montenegro, and these are the kids that I honestly loved the best. They were 7th graders, and I think the reason I loved them the most is because middle schoolers in general, I just think they're looking for someone to tell them that they matter. They're looking for a place to belong. They're looking to be told that they have, like, that they're worth it, that they're cared for. And so I just felt like, man, I can do that. These kids are so fun. They're just so open, loving, and they're from all over the world. So a couple of them are from Russia, some are from Turkey, some are from Ukraine, one is from Africa, some are from Montenegro, and I think Belarus as well. So it's just this place at school that I was able to teach at. I was interacting with kids from all over the world and kind of saying, like, hey, you belong here. And I think especially as living overseas, it's a little bit, I think we are all looking for a place of belonging, but I think when you live overseas, it's even more glaring in your face of like, where do I belong? This is not my home country. I'm not from here. I don't know people. So it was a really cool opportunity for me to be like, as a follower of Jesus, my ultimate home is heaven, and I want to bring that to earth. And so I was able to create this space for them of like, I'm teaching you English, yes, and you're trying so hard, but also I just love you for who you are. So that was a really, really fun experience. Let me check my notes here. I guess you could probably go to the next slide. Okay, yeah. So this was my class of students that I taught. On the right, this is my English as a second language 7th grade class, and on the left, this was band class. And so it's just kind of giving you pictures of students that I interacted with daily. And you can, I guess, go to the next slide. This was the team of soccer players that I got to coach and be a part of. And so it was really cool because I was either at school teaching these kids or I was at football practice seeing them in another light, in a different capacity. So I got to see them in all different ways. So what was really cool is when I would come to practice, they would all be like, Miss Kate, like, Mary-Kate, we're so happy you're here. So it was just fun to know that, like, I was helping them with giving them a place of belonging, and they were also giving me one as well. And so I loved coaching them, seeing different aspects of their character, kind of bringing in the gospel as when they would lose a match or when they would win, bringing it back to, like, this, you're glorifying the Lord with what you're doing, how you're reacting to this loss or to this win. So it was just such a wonderful time getting to spend time with all of these students. Yeah, go ahead and go to the next one. Okay, so this student in particular, Selahattin is his name. He's from Turkey. I got to know him pretty well, and that is a picture on the right. On the left is Selo, and then on the right is me and his mom. I got to know his mom as she started to come to football practices or soccer practices, and we would sit there and we would communicate solely through Google Translate because she didn't speak any English. She only spoke Turkish. So she was just kind of confiding in me about what was going on in her life, going through a divorce, and her husband was remarried in Montenegro, and so her son and I got kind of close in class as he would just share with me things that are going on in his life. And then I got to know his mom a little bit better, and towards the end of the year, she took us out for dinner, which was really fun. So I got to just hear more about her story and her life, and she was one of those people that I thought, this is crazy. We don't speak the same language, and we're either translating through her son or through Google Translate, and it's like we both belong in this space. Like I'm saying, like, you matter. I'm so sorry you're going through these hard things, and also there's definitely an age gap there as well. But just I feel like the Lord was using me in her life to say, like, you belong here. I'm sorry your situation is hard. And then also for her son being like, you matter. This is your place. So that was just a really, really cool experience for me to see. We're both not from Montenegro. We're from other places, but we get to find this place of belonging in Montenegro. So go ahead and go to the next slide. This is another student, Paulina. She is from Russia, and I got to know her very well. She's a middle schooler. I taught her in band class, actually. And we just got to know each other through being her teacher, and then she would come to football. She wouldn't play, but she would just be there to hang out. And so we ended up talking often. We would go on a coffee or just get to know each other. And then one time when we got a coffee together, I was with my co-coach, Sam, in the back. You'll see him. We were able to share the gospel with her on this coffee and kind of listen to her story. And I remember as she was sharing, she was like, I've never shared some of these things before, and I've never felt so accepted in all of these things that are going on in my life. And her life, had Sam not been there, I think we wouldn't have been able to share the gospel because I think she felt very comfortable with the both of us. And so she said she was sharing about some hard things that I personally couldn't relate to, but Sam was able to share, like, hey, I relate to this brokenness in a family, and was able to share the gospel through that. And so the picture on the right is her visiting me on my last day in Montenegro when I was coming back here. And I think she was probably the only person who came to, like, say goodbye in that way. Like, no one else was like, let me seek you out. It was her, this 11-year-old girl, and she even brought me, like, a friendship bracelet and was like, please wear this and remember me, like, I love you. And I was just like, Paulina, you're so sweet and wonderful. And so that was really, really meaningful for me. Go ahead and go. Yes, okay, I wanted to show this slide because these were the people that I prayed with every Thursday morning in the school library. So let me show you, yes, you can see me, and then the person next to me, Lita, she's from Indonesia. Next person, Ala, she's from Russia. Next is Cynthia, and she's from Rwanda. So, and then the next picture, Mateo, you see him, he's from Uruguay. This was a group of believers from all over the world who came to Montenegro for different reasons, and they worked at this international school, and they were like, we want to see Jesus in this school. We want more people to know the Lord. So let's get together, pray every Thursday. So I just wanted to say, yeah, people, these were very dear friends that we would pray together and just ask for the Lord to come and bring his kingdom to Montenegro, to this school. Go ahead, go to the next one. Okay, this is modern day. This is me right now. Through teaching at UCAM, at this school, the Lord, I really grew up a lot working at this school. The goals were very different, similar, but more tangible of like, hey, you're going to teach this class. You're going to create this space of belonging, which I felt like the Lord was using these words throughout this year. It was like space of belonging, space of belonging. So towards this summer, I felt like the Lord was kind of releasing me from Montenegro and moving me into a different season. I came back to the States in July, and since then I've been here living with my mom and dad and going to counseling, kind of working through just those past 7 years, what's been going on in my life. And feeling like I left Montenegro because I knew he was leading me somewhere else and was kind of closing this chapter of my life there. But it wasn't, he's not like, I'm done with you, but more like, I have more for you. There's more, and there's something that, I'm bringing out in you as you've been working at this school. So, sort of he's like putting me in a different direction, and there've been some questions that I've been asking that I'm sure we've all asked, or we are asking, of like, what is my purpose? Why am I here on this earth? What am I doing? And so through counseling, and then through also, I've been substitute teaching in Delaware City Schools. As you can see on the left is like Dempsey, and then in the middle was a gift I got when I went to Hayes to start subbing there. They gave me a little gift that says Pacers. So basically through counseling, through subbing, the Lord has said, I want you to continue to create this space of belonging for middle school students. I want you to focus on middle school and create this place where they can belong, where you can speak their identity over them. Because I think in middle school, it's a really awkward time of life. And we're trying to figure out, do we matter? Does anything I do, like, am I creating a difference, or who am I really? You're really focused on yourself. So I feel like the Lord has spoken to me and said, this is what I want for you to do. And then the one on the right, the picture on the right is just a painting on a wall in a school I substituted, and it just says welcome in all these different languages. And I thought that was so beautiful, because it still is my greatest desire to be overseas. And I'm waiting basically for the Lord to tell me what is next in this season, as I've been home in Delaware and subbing and realizing, man, yes, Lord, you are calling me to teach. You are calling me to spend time with students. Where is it that you want me? So initially it was a pretty hard transition back to America. A lot of anger and confusion and figuring out, Lord, like, what do you want? Why am I here? Like, I loved my life in Montenegro. So where are you having me? And now I feel a bit more settled in who I am and my purpose. And I'm waiting on the Lord to tell me, where is it that I will be? Will I stay here? Will I go somewhere else? So this place of belonging, I feel like, has been a big, it's just been on my heart of, I want to create this space of belonging for students, and he's made that clear to me. So, I think that's all of my slides. I just want to say thank you all for being along on this journey, on this mission with me. I'm not sure where I'm headed next, but I will let you all know as soon as I know, as I'm waiting for from the Lord and continuing to go to counseling, continuing to listen to the Lord. And just thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this morning. And thank you.